The world outside the White House is turbulent. The Cold War is raging. Americans are terrified of the Soviet Union and its arsenal of nuclear weapons. Towns stock bomb shelters, and in schools, children practice curling up under their desks to protect themselves in case of attack. J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI have created an atmosphere of suspicion by telling people that communists are threatening America. 90 miles south of Florida, Fidel Castro has recently taken over Cuba. Castro is also a young, vibrant leader, and he inspires Cubans, much as John Kennedy inspires Americans. But Castro is a friend of the Soviets and communism, not of the United States and democracy. In America's southern states, there is growing racial strife. Since 1957, Martin Luther King Jr. has been an inspirational leader in the civil rights movement. His commitment to nonviolent protest has inspired sit-ins and marches throughout the South. Protesters insist on equal treatment under the law for all people, regardless of the color of their skin. In the spring and summer of 1961, college students from around the country travel to the South by bus. White and black kids sit together to see if the police or security people will make them separate. Because at the time, bus travel between states is segregated. These brave people are called Freedom Riders. On August 13th, the border between Communist East Berlin and Democratic West Berlin is closed to keep people from deserting the East by running across the border to the West. The Communists build a massive concrete wall to encircle West Berlin and shoot anyone who tries to crawl over it. Inside the White House, Jackie Kennedy is getting used to her role as First Lady. Like her husband, Jackie was raised with wealth. She attended expensive girls' boarding schools and Vassar College, and spent her junior year in Paris. Upon Jackie's return to the United States, she transferred to George Washington University in Washington, D.C., receiving a diploma in 1951. Growing up, the First Lady was taught to be extremely private and to hold thoughts deep within herself. She likes to maintain a certain quality of mystery about her, a friend will later say. The American people respond to her and to the little bit of mystery that surrounds her, as well as to her glamorous hairdos and clothes. Jackie Kennedy likes to think of herself as a traditional wife, focusing most of her attention on her husband and children. But she also has a major project, an extensive renovation of the White House. The current style of furniture, rugs, and curtains is from the early 1950s, when Harry Truman was president. Many pieces of furniture are copies instead of period originals. Jackie wants the White House to look like it did when it was first built. She has arranged for the White House to be declared a museum in order to preserve it for all Americans. She thinks she has years to finish the renovation, at least 4, perhaps even 8 if her husband is re-elected. March 17, 1961. In the far-off city of Minsk in the Soviet Union, Lee Harvey Oswald has just met a woman at a dance for union workers. The 19-year-old beauty wears a red dress and white shoes and styles her hair in what he believes to be the French fashion. Marina Prusakova is reluctant to smile because of her bad teeth, but the two dance and he walks her home. Later he writes in his journal, "We like each other right away." Between the nights of March 18th and March 30th, they spend a great deal of time together. "We walk," he writes. "I talk a little about myself. She talks a lot about herself." Their relationship takes a sudden turn on March 30th when Oswald enters the hospital for an adenoid operation. Marina visits him constantly, and by the time Lee is discharged, he knows he must have her. On April 30th, they are married. Marina almost immediately becomes pregnant. Very quickly, life is complicated for Lee Harvey Oswald. The former bachelor now has 2 people to provide for, and he has to figure out if he can take a Soviet citizen with him back to the United States. This marriage is important to Oswald. It makes him feel adult and in charge. But he doesn't really know what a good marriage is. Oswald hasn't seen one up close in his life. His father dies before he is born, and his mother sends him to an orphanage when he is 4 years old. When she finally takes him back for good, he is 12. They move from New Orleans to New York City, where Marguerite Oswald works all day in a dress shop. Lee drifts around the city, traveling by subway when he should be in school. One day he picks up a